Ray, good talking to you, man. What is that behind you? I see.
It's my guitar. It's my Fender Telecaster.
How long have you had that, man?
I've been playing guitar for like 10, 15 years. And I've had this one for like three, probably the start of the pandemic. I really wanted to get into my guitar a little bit more. So I just, bought a new guitar, wanted to feel brand new, you know.
Well, how many guitars do you have altogether? Just curious.
Uh, I've had probably about five in my life cycle, but sometimes they get broken just, doing things. I've moved a lot. Some have been like gifted off to like family members just because I don't really like selling things of mine that are like important to me. So I like to just give things of value to like my family members. So, a piece of my music career goes with them when I send it off.
Yeah, curious. Is that the way you feel about your music? Because it's kind of like you create it, but you give it away to the rest of us too.
Exactly. Like every single song that I drop, it holds like some piece of my identity in it in some way or form. So when I put it out, like I only like to release music that I feel is gonna bring some sort of value to someone. So I wouldn't really want to put anything out that I don't think is at least reflective of how I felt at some point of my life. And then it's also kind of just like a calendar, just dating back to how, my brain might have been, where it might have been, where I was like when I was like 18 or whatever, when I was dropping my first couple of songs, or, when I was 21, when I was a little bit more, formed in my music career.
You use the word value and career words, value and career, and it really does put it together when you make mention about what group you are part of in 2023, man. And it has to do with a couple of letters, RBC and another one, X. And then we'll add in a word, music. Congratulations on being part of that, man. How does it feel being part of this group?
Well, thank you so much. And it feels amazing, honestly, because there's a lot of talented people in this group of people. And so it really just feels amazing being like placed up next to other people who are just as talented. And just, I see them doing so much work. And it's just really inspirational seeing a lot of my peers being able to consider these people as my peers, these other artists.
When you heard about this, man, like how did you hear about it in the first place?
So I'm good friends with this guy named G Clark. He's a member of Ken Crew, who they were part of the First Up program last year. And so I remember when he was doing it last year, I was just kind of like, yo, what is this? And so I followed RBCXMUSIC, and I just remember him giving me like really good feedback about the cool opportunities that he was getting just based on his association with the program. And so I remember like earlier this year when I saw that this round was coming up for the program, I just had to jump on it right away.
Now you said about opportunities. What are some of the opportunities you can get with this program?
So there's a lot of opportunities for like live music performances, like
Mhm.
artists like Sage Harris and Avery, they open for Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah.
Severia opened for Alanis Morissette. So like big showcasing opportunities. There's opportunities for obviously funding. It's a bank. And then just all around we have like organizations like Rocket Promotion helping us out with PR because a lot of us don't really have experience with doing interviews like this. And then, of course, getting interviews with Rudy Blair and so on, so forth. Really good opportunities for artists like me.
Well, let's get to the interview then, man. More about yourself too. I was trying to figure out your life is almost like a juggle because you were born here, but you grew up here. And how did this whole thing give me the the 1, 2, 3 on this when it comes to your life?
Yeah, so I was born in Jersey, New Jersey in the States. And my childhood, like I moved around a ton. A lot of people are like, was it because you were a military kid? I kind of was, but it was just a mixture. Like whenever my family kind of got tired of a place, we moved. So I had a ton of influences growing up. Place I spent the most time as a kid was Atlanta. And so that really played a part. That's when I like started, like I became a teenager in Atlanta, and I started really getting into music when I was in Atlanta. But my favorite artist when I was a kid was Drake. So I always kind of wanted to be in Toronto. It was interesting. And then when I was 18, my mom said that she wanted to leave the country just because she was kind of getting tired of the States for whatever reason. And she said that you know I wouldn't have to pay rent or college if I came with her to Canada. And so I was like, that's a perfect opportunity to get closer to Drake. So, yeah, I came up north with my mom in 2016, and ever since I've just been grinding a bit. Like I'm in Halifax right now, but I spent some time in Toronto, lived in Quebec for a little bit, just getting around the people, learning more about myself, and making better music.
So the question is, have you gotten close to Drake yet?
I've gotten closer than I was before. I definitely like I've met people who are close with his affiliates, but
Mm.
I haven't met Drake yet. So
Okay, so let's just put it out there right now. If by some chance Drake is watching this, what do you want to say to him?
I just want to say I'm coming for his spot at number one, essentially. One of these days, I really do want to do a collab with Drake, and I kind of want a passing of the torch moment in my career at some point.
Do you want him to just drop off the house keys to you too?
I mean, I'm gonna earn it. I'm gonna earn it. So, essentially,
Oh
yeah.
man. Okay, when you talk about yourself being an artist too, the thing I'm trying to figure out is you got an amazing voice,
Thank
and
you.
I was on your Instagram and I was watching some of and listening to some of the music. So I was look, is it hip hop influence? Is it R&B influence? Is it rap influenced? Is it all of these things? Is it soul influence? Because I see when you talk about Drake, because Drake was one of the few. I always put Drake and Nelly as those artists who, yeah, they say they're rappers, hip hop, whatever. But I still remember one of the times when I interviewed Nelly, and I said to him, "Are you a singer or a rapper?" He says he's a rapper. I said, "No, no, no, man, you're a singer. You listen to how you perform, you sing." And then finally, I said, "Yeah, I'm a singer." What are you?
I'm an artist. Honestly, that's the best way that I can describe it for myself. Because I love to sing. Like it's always been a thing that I love to do. But when I first got into like the recorded music space, because at first, I mean, I wanted to be a guitarist before anything. But when I first started like getting into like putting out vocals and doing stuff of that nature, I really had no confidence in my voice as a singer. So I was just rapping. But then, I started like I had all these melodies in my head all the time. And I'm a producer too. So like I just play around with my voice a little bit here and there. And I feel like I'm just capable of doing it all. From producing to singing to rapping, to where like if I just said that I was a rapper, I just wouldn't feel like it fully encompassed my talents.
When it comes to writing music, though, what are the stories do you like to tell through your music?
Um, I really I've had like a lot of good and bad experiences in my love life over the past, however long. I'm still young, but you know, so I feel like that kind of always sits at the top of my like the front of my heart, and the top of my head. So it's really easy for me to write love songs, or maybe not necessarily even love songs, but songs about, situations where either it went sour or it was sweet at one point in time. Those come out really well for me, and they come the easiest.
No, you've recorded an album and an EP or just an EP? Which
So I've dropped like a lot of music. I've released probably like 5 or 6 EPs and an album.
okay.
So, or
Why?
2 albums. Yeah.
Okay, you realize that's an old school thing because back in the day, it was like a group would literally be dropping an album every other year. That's an old school thing. Where did you get that type of drive from?
It's interesting. So, when I was living in Georgia, I went to school down the street. I don't know if you've ever heard of this rapper slash singer called Russ, but
No.
so Russ, he's a pretty big artist from out there, and he's global now. But he was dropping a song a week at one point when I was in high school, and he was dropping a song a week until he got really big and really famous. And he essentially said that, you know, the more you put out there, there's like every new release is kind of like a new advertisement opportunity or like a new opportunity to be discovered. So I kind of like to constantly release just because, in this new age too, we're so overstimulated that the second that you're quiet for too long, um, no one remembers you. So I like to
That's
stay
true.
active.
That is absolutely true. When we're talking about singles, what would you say is your latest single right now, and what's it about?
Um, so my latest single, my latest single is technically "Wasting Your Time." It's essentially about wasting my time, and so it's about this relationship I was in where I was seeing someone and it didn't really feel like it was really going anywhere. She didn't even really want it to be a relationship per se. So I kind of just felt like I was just putting more energy in it than necessary. And it really just, yeah, it felt like a waste of my time. So I just had to write it out and get that off my chest. But I do have an upcoming single dropping actually on the 28th of this month, July, and it's called "I Hope You Know," and it's a song about essentially I haven't always been the most faithful person in my life, when it comes to
Oh,
relationships. Yeah, not the most, but I've grown a lot, I'm older now. I've got, you know, a fixed moral compass now. So it's essentially like me saying to my partner that I hope that they know that no matter what might have happened earlier in the relationship or at the start, I hope they know that I really love them and that I have a genuine connection with them and that I want to pursue it moving forward.
I'm curious. Why would you reveal something like that through music? Because that, most dudes are doing everything they can to hide it. Mind you, you got idiots on reality shows who seem to be doing it every
Oh, of
other week.
course. Yeah. Well, it's because I mean I've always wanted like a level of transparency and either both in my relationships with people that I know and then my relationship with my fans. I've got songs covering all sorts of topics about all sorts of stuff that I've been through or was going through at certain times. And so it's just about honesty, that's kind of where I want my music to be coming from moving forward.
Well, I need you to be honest with me, man. Are you ever going to make it down for shows in Ontario, Toronto, across Canada? What's going to happen with that, man?
Oh, I'm definitely going to be doing shows in Toronto as soon as I get a chance to again. I've got some things in the works that I can't really um, say at the moment, but I'll
Yes, you
definitely
can.
be playing at.
No, no, you have my permission. You can. Go ahead.
I still can't because it's not there yet. I don't want to mess up the opportunities, but I've got some things. I'll definitely be out in Toronto soon, and I'm also going to be playing at some festivals in Halifax here as well, and some shows. I'll be playing at Music Week, Nova Scotia Music Week, um, in Halifax. Well, it's in Yarmouth this year, but it's in the Halifax area. So I'll be doing that, and then some other things all throughout the year. Just putting on some shows.
Fantastic. Well, you said you're going to make it down here, so we're looking forward for that. But more importantly, we're looking forward to all the new music that you're going to be doing, man. Congratulations on being part of the RBCX Music family. Congrats on the career, the music. Great story. And looking forward to everything you're doing in the future, man. Congratulations and thank you again.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.